your opponents, and the more you show that you can rush, the more utility they will throw in from the get-go. Because that utility you need to waste, especially on the overpass, also on towards train. But let's see who will start on that CT side. Will it be Singularity? Or will it be once more Nemiga winning the knife and then possibly, for once, a pistol? Because actually on the previous map, which went to Nemiga, Singularity won both.
Yep, they got that T side and that CT side pistol round. So that is a good sign, and who knows, maybe it was that made things so close for them. A little bit of attack coming in, and now it looks like Nemiga, still playing with their coach, by the way, does come in now, and they do, also Nemiga, I mean Singularity, of course, testing you
Good
for a moment.
Yes.
Yep. Singularity, they come in there, they get their knife round, and now also get to start on their preferred side, which I assume to be the CT side. Won't be seeing a switch coming in now. And with that, I do hope that is maybe the start that Singularity needs. So far, it is their first knife round that they've won in this match, and who knows if they make it to the third, could be one of the many.
I believe it was Remoy in that knife round, just jumping in like a madman from the blue train. I really commend that. Really made me happy to see a man go as wild as he just did. Of course, we're starting with Singularity now on towards the CT side after winning that knife. And their pistol will be key. They have won 2 out of 2 so far. Can they make it 3 out of 3? Because that would really help them at least get a decent start on towards this map. Or at least we would assume. But Nemiga starting on their T side, it's what they often favor. It's something they shine on. It's an aggressive way of play. And it's seeming to be a possible A split. 2 players in towards Dog. There will be a contest on towards side where he gets a first frag, not the second. It's Speed coming in with a refrag actually from Electric. A second one as well towards Remoy. Meaning he now goes for the bomb plant. Uncontested as of yet by the side of Singularity. And when they try to contest, it will be too late. It will be now a 3-on-3 because Castle takes down MDS. But still the bomb is ticking. And do they have a kit? Yes, it will be Castle. But Nico now also going down 1 tap from Speed. That's his 3rd kill of the round already. Seeing that we now actually see Cellrate going for a very late flank to coming in towards main. But, well, the bomb is ticking away and Castle has fallen. His defuse kit is currently laying at all bomb train, and the players have actually heard Cellrate move past on towards the brown halls, meaning that he will now be faced by multiple players going on that hunt. It will be eventually Jo stealing the ace from Speed, which is sad. It hurts, and sometimes it's just that very scary truth. 1-0 for Nemiga. They win the pistol.
The harsh reality of life, you know, that there's no getting around that sometimes. And indeed, the pistol going to them, that might just be the start for them to get a way more decisive map in this time round. And of course, as we've said before, this is this would be their second map and would for them also automatically mean the match win. So let's hope for Singularity that they can still toss it back and that they can, with that, well, push back against the aggressive train that might be Nemiga. On, of course, train.
Ooh. Well, Nate's already coming down. It will be Box, Speed, and Lollipop to be tagged up a little bit. As it's going to be, of course, a force buy to come back in from the Singularity side. A Scout to be dropped by Castle, meaning that he can eventually not buy armor with his Deagle, at least make Nico a little bit more of a raid boss. So far, of course, with that Scout, with a few players being tagged up, there are some easy frags. It's going to be Iceberg with the first frag only to be mollied straight after by, of course, MDS. It's going to be his spray coming down from Jo, pushing in with flashbang as well from his teammate. There will be a flash player. It's going to be the back line. Castle going down. Jo now trying to move up as well to take down Nico. He tagged up a little bit sooner, but he's actually moving towards the B side, or rather back line.
I thought for a moment that Cellrate got an insane 1-dig there, but that was just a trick of the light. Doesn't quite look like it. It's the 2v4 now. UMP, I believe, there in the hands of Remoy. Do you like the UMP? Do you ever use that one? I don't see it that often anymore nowadays.
I've used it for a long time because it was in a very good state. Yet nowadays, just the movement speed, fire rate, everything works better for the Mach 10. And on towards the CT side, the MP9 is more favored. It's cheaper. It has a higher fire rate, which, well, is something you might need when you're on close range against an AK, because the damage isn't that different. But just that high fire rate makes it a little bit more easier for yourself to bring some power in. Well, he's trying to at least deal some damage. There are some players already tagged up, so there might actually be a kill to come in. So I believe Jo is throwing away that Scout, as, of course, they don't want him to recover it. Oh, that's a juicy, almost accidental fadeaway headshot coming in from Remoy. That's the AK dropped off, of course, our good friend Jo. Now MDS or Box will come in for that retake, and indeed, they will pick up the weapon, meaning now we see that 2-0 coming in from the Nemiga, but a little bit of damage dealt by the Nemiga, or at Singularity side. Of course, Nemiga as well themselves by running around like crazy people. But they now know that, well, they have the lead and have to go up against Nico with one player actually having some stuff.
Oh, there we go. There he is. I was wondering, Box, why did he actually manage to pick up the
I
AK?
don't think he actually picked up the Galil because, of course, MDS has already sneaked away that AK. And, well, actually staying on the Mac 10 against the Nico, I would dare to say that it's preferable, because then in the next round you could throw it away if you wanted to. If you don't want to go for the bonus, you could buy that AK yourself and have at least a little bit of a better fighting chance.
Yeah, eco-frags are also always delightful to have, right? Who doesn't love those? So it does maybe then make sense when you look at it like that. And Box now goes for that engagement. Indeed, Mac 10 coming in well so far, goes for the first frag. Goes for a reload, but Castle now pushes out, but sadly does not really succeed. Jo there takes him out, and now only 2 people left on the Singularity side. Ramoy there, he's got that UMP. He might be able to make that do something, but I don't quite see it happening, to be honest.
I would dare to say he could still go for a save, because his weapon against a buy round could, of course, also work.
Yeah, of course.
Waiting for an aggressive push to come in would possibly net you another $600, which then would propel your economy even further. So there's no real chance for him to run in like a madman. His armor is valuable the way it is, as, of course, they won't expect to have to buy some head armor for themselves, as now Jo will be granted a Mac 10 from Box to come in, who has now picked up that USP. As, of course, Jo was saving up this round, only bringing a Glock to the table himself. Speed is actually moving in towards a player in CT, but I don't think they will be able to peek Nico in due time, who's actually going for a little bit of an aggressive peek himself. And that's the 3-0 coming in for Nemiga. The Belarus team doing quite well so far. But of course, now they have to face their real first buy round of Singularity.
We're actually planning on speaking any Belarusian today.
No, I don't think I can.
Aww.
I'm not that good. I think it's also in the Cyrillian writing. So
yes, Cyrillic
that's what really makes it hard for me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that Ukrainian was as well, and you just get you get the phonetic.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's opportunities.
Maybe I'll try, but look at the odds, by the way.
Oh, that is a solid 10.
Put a 10 now on Singularity, and if they win, you get a 100.
Yeah, that's the problem being, of course, that means it is quite unlikely for that to happen. Fi.gg clearly favouring Nemiga with their very strong second map start, and of course their already first map advantage. We'll have to see what Singularity still makes out of this. They've got a buy now. Ooh, they've got weapons. They've got chances. But they still need to make it happen.
The player jumping up, almost his head taken out, as we do see that AWP coming down from Nico. He's looking on towards the Ivy area, expecting a player to push from there relatively soon, as of course, Nemiga threw a smoke there. Another player is actually helping him on towards backline as well, so there isn't that much of a threat. As you do wait for the execute to come down from the Nemiga side, but actually already have popped up control. Cellrate isn't aware of that. Of course, he knows there might be a player there, but he doesn't know how many are there and where they will be. The Zay execute is now commencing. Cellrate will be taken out as he was flashed. There's still a player at the red train. Nico also going down means it's so far a clean entry on towards the A side, with most likely a save to come through from the Singularity side, as indeed one player on the B side is already towards upper B. The other one will try to join up and go towards a CT angle. Most likely all to save in CT spawn, and this hurts them on their first buy round to not be able to get any real punches in their favor, as Speed had an AK. Now trades it around with the Mac 10 just to get that weapon further and further away. He doesn't know if there might be an MP9 on towards Singularity, because of course they didn't even see 3 out of 5 players. They only saw 2 and they took them out quite easily.
Yeah, and that's a shame, of course, for Nemiga, I guess, but in the end it's really Singularity's problem. They now having to lose their 4th round in a row. Nemiga building up a solid advantage, and of course on this train T side. So far,
Team headshots.
Yeah, why not? It's a little bit of casual fun.
You can do that. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, it's also very much okay. Nemiga, who they hadn't really posted any win rates for this map. Train was this question mark for the both of these teams. Singularity had. Well, we set up both of these teams. This Train is their permaban, they're not going to play it. That's going to be banned out. But then, surprise, surprise, here we see the pick coming from Nemiga. And, well, so far, Nemiga, they really show up and they really do prove that they seem to have been prepared on this. They've been learning and teaching themselves how to ride the train, I guess.
Oh, well, it's going to be a hype train if they do get some rounds in. As Singularity finally going a little bit more aggressive, as I requested them to do on towards this map. They had a frag on towards Jo. However, Jo first able to peek against one player, being able to get a frag, as now Lollipop is tagging himself, jumping in towards his own molly. He's now on towards 44 HP, but still there is an equal amount of players for either side. Cellrate is trying to go for a fight. He will lose it. As Speed just peeks in once more, will be tagged up, but still it's a fight going in favor of that T side. And that means now they have the player lead. We'll have to just wait on, because Singularity, or at least any other T side, is more often than not trying to peek in towards a, well, disadvantageous situation. They want to equalize the score however they can. MDS is soon maybe to find Nico, who's playing upper B. Will he be expecting this angle? Oh, Nico might actually spot out a player. He will get a frag. MDS has tagged him up ever so slightly, but it was just one shot, maybe because he was scared. Now look at the strong rotate coming in from Singularity on towards that B side. 3 players standing close, but Iceberg actually in a heaven. And there is a very good chance they can rotate back towards the A side, no problem. Look at the time as well, 20 seconds coming in. And they are expecting now Nemiga to go for that A take. One player in backline. We'll find Bugs rather soon if he is in time, and he will. Nico getting the frag just when they spotted out Iceberg. He's still alive. There's only 5 more seconds to get towards the side, and they won't be able to get the plan down, you dare to say. Unless if they are, Speed at least getting some money in for his team, and now a 1v3. There will be a flash. He will be able to dodge it. Still, there's 2 more players to find, and well, Nico already on a triple kill so far is doing well, but is also rather tagged. And Rimoy just a headshot from the AK away from dying.
And if there's a player that can get those headshots, it would definitely be Speed. Also, there is still one flash in the hands of Nico. Nico, though, does go down to Speed, and for a moment there, it looked like the shot could have connected, but Rimoy is only tagged up a little bit as he gets the frag, and now the defuse, and with that, the first round for Singularity on this train, CT side. Of course, problem being that, well, we're already 5 rounds in, and Nemiga has won the majority of those. So I do wonder, with them also being able to fully buy again, they had the reserves for that. And here we can see it again, Speed with a lovely shot down on Nico there, but eventually being stopped in his, well, defense by Rimoy.
His pre-aim was good.
Yeah.
The problem was, I think he was still moving a little bit, which meant he actually shot the canteen rather than the hat.
Oh, that is always a shame, but it is what it is. Isn't really, I think, the end of the world for Nemiga. So far, they've still got quite a lot of opportunities to play this out well enough and start to work on getting that advantage. Lollipop here, he does open it up well, but Cellrate throws it right back. 3v3 now. Cellrate, though, he is heavily tagged up, and even if they might spray through the smoke, they could get him. Box here pushing aggressively at that too. And Jo, in the meantime, does take out Nico. Now Rimoy boosts himself up here, and we see that's a solid frag for him. Box now getting what he deserved in a sense, you know, for being so aggressive and for getting those frags. The fire is on Jo's shins, but so far, the plant does come in eventually.
That means we're now to a 2-on-2. Cellrate awkwardly low, and now there will be a accidental shot almost from Jo hitting the tiniest of the body of Cellrate, and Rimoy peeking in on towards MDS as well. That's a very good 1v2 clutch, baby. And that means we now have an equal score once more. Of course, he's trying to recover the AWP of Nico. Dropped first at the green train. That means we now have a second round coming in from Singularity. We should start to at least believe again, as it seems like Nemiga is struggling by playing a little bit sloppy. They should have been able to kill Cellrate. They shouldn't have lost so many players from the get-go, yet they did. That means now they are still able to buy, because of course also the bomb plan will help them, and they still have some money on certain players that can drop. But their reserves are slowly running out. They still have some on towards, of course, Jo. They have some on towards Lollipop. But looking at Speed, looking at MDS, they're not too rich anymore. So they need a bomb plan to buy again in the next round.
Yep, and that's worrying kind of for Nemiga. It will depend on how this round develops to see if they can actually maintain that upper hand. Oh, Jo here, he gets tossed up a little bit, and quite a bit of damage on him in the end from that, I believe, Molly and nade combination. MDS here looking. Oh, he's seen the shadow there. So he's ready. He's got that headshot.
You can actually wallbang that quite easily. So I'm not really understanding why he's not going for that wallbang more on towards the wall and rather at the angle you might see just a little shoulder, because there's not going to be a head at where you are expecting to see that shoulder unless if he really messes up. So MDS could have played it maybe a little bit differently, as they also lose their first player on towards Iceberg. A teeny tiny bit of damage by the nade does come in, and there will be some nade damage to be extended by the side of Singularity as well. However, there will be an execute on towards the B side. Not really with that much utility, but at least with some frags. It's Remoy going down, the big player from the last round, but also now Lollipop falling towards Nico. It's quite doable for the side of Singularity. Flash is being expended, one Incendiary still alive for Cellrate. And he could throw that on towards Box and clear him out quite easily. This is going to be Box actually also being quite scared. However, that Incendiary goes way too far on towards the wall. That won't do all that much, as we do see MDS dropping. Still has another chance. He has a very good headshot. Sponsor player, great flick all towards Nico. Good kill on towards the castle as well. Maybe the ace for himself. As Cellrate is still trying to hunt, but he will be faced from upstairs. But MDS with the ace. 5-2, and I'm lost for words. Singularity not doing anything on that retake, apart from letting 2 players die to the bomb, but doesn't really matter.
No, that was solid. We can see the replay here as well. MDS there goes for a lovely first, clean, but then the second just bam, you know, like just right on target. Unbelievably well done by him, and then he manages to hold it out in the end. Of course, it was a 3v1, so it's pretty much a guaranteed win, but it's just clean to see that come in again from MDS there. 5 kills, a lovely old ace, and with Nemiga also achieving the 5th round of that. So, how fitting.
Well, there will be an eco coming down from Singularity this side, and they wanted to stack up towards Popdog, as there will be a B execute coming down from Nemiga. Remoy on side will be taken out, no problem whatsoever. Now the players do chime out of that connector area. JO and the rest of the team will be able to get some clean frags in, only losing 1 player. That means now we have a 6th round for Nemiga, and that is a very big change of pace. Singularity will now be able to buy once more, yet of course now also lost a few more rounds. And of course, saw that lead extending for their opponents.
Yep, and with that I can see now this replay solidly done really, but it was that pistol round from Singularity, so I don't really expect them to stand much of a chance. It's a bit of a given. Still though, what I would kind of expect is a stronger performance on the CT side. Now Singularity, they got that knife round. They've got that CT preference, but right now it hasn't really been transferred or changed into much. MDS there, very solid peak from him, but he does almost lose his life because of it. Only 1 HP left, and in the meantime, Castle does actually take out JO, equalizing the player, well, score, or the player amount, I should say, on both sides. Also kind of both sides dealing with a quite low HP player.
Well, still with low HP, players can do quite a lot, as we do see actually Box with the bump in hand, now dropping it. Going rather aggressive against Castle. They know he's low, so 1 bullet, as we now see, will do the trick. It's going to be Box to put even more pressure on towards at least backline. Only to fall back because, of course, he is the player to recover the bomb as well. Only 1 player at this Popdog area from either party, and then 2 players actually towards a main. One of which takes down Iceberg. Of course, Speed, and with the AWP, will be able to make it count once more. But they should be worried for Cellrate. He's playing in towards Popdog so strong so far. And will he be able to make it work? Or will it be Lollipop again? Oh, Lollipop being blindsided, and you can't aim down that far. As it's going to be Cellrate looking to possibly find another player. There will be the AWP of Nico spotting actually in Olaf. Speed 4K. He's trying to fake it out, trying to jump out. Hey, here's my barrel, buddy. Try and find me. But in the meantime, Box has already gone towards that B-bomb site. And he's now going for the plant. Will they notice on the Singularity side? I think they're expecting it to be an A plant. And now they're noticing. They're saying, wait, what? Is it actually a P take? And the time is running out. Only Cellrate has the defuse kit. He'll try to rotate, and he will. Through connector. Yet now, of course, it will be a 1v1 between him and Box. And Box has a very different position than he might be expecting. Cellrate moving up. His head now showing, going down as well. Only Nico alive in a 1v2 win. Most likely he'll go for a save. Time is read out. At least he gets a frag towards Speed, dealing some economic damage. We now see Nemiga getting a 7th round, just playing it out to perfection. They knew where the players were on the Singularity side. They knew where their weaknesses were. And of course, the easy rotate towards the B-bomb side.
Solidly played, honestly. I think good time play as well, you know. The fact that they had the advantage that they can go plant on the B-bomb side there's still that rotation that has to come in from Singularity. They lose easily 10 seconds even trying to get onto the site in the first place. And then Box, indeed, with that, well, unexpected position, you know? They didn't really see him coming
They would
there.
have expected a default plan.
Yeah,
Yet
it did,
Box it more of a towards connector plant, and then going towards the oil train, have at least a little bit of cover to work with if he wanted to.
That is a very good play there from Nemiga and gets them the 7th round so far. Also means that they are getting close to the 8th round. A milestone in your first half, meaning you've got a solid advantage to start off with. Speed gets pushed here, but Cell Rate gets punished instead. Of course, Singularity being on that pistol buy now, and only Nico being able to preserve that AWP. The plays will have to be made around him. He'll have to get the critical frag, and he should be able to get one, but oh, Nico, there we go. He follows it up. That's the spirit. Does take out Box, and for a moment I'd say, you know, it looked like he was going to whiff a critical shot and then actually maybe give up main altogether. But so far they still got that lockdown, and Remoy now coming with that CZ, however, doesn't stand much of a chance. Lollipop spray is too good. And now it is the 3v4. Deagle for Iceberg, CZ for Castle, who goes down rather quickly. And Iceberg in the meantime can actually take out MDS, the ace player, so to speak, on the Nemiga side. Nico here. He could come in well. He could keep control of this A site for now.
Well, at least he's still standing at his side with, of course, the AWP. Will he be expecting
Oh,
players?
Nico.
Well, there's going to be one at the stop sign, and Nico has to fall back. Of course, now Iceberg coming in the flank as now Nico takes out Lollipop. Only Speed alive in a 1v2. And the players on the Singularity side are trying to group up in towards Connector. Very good ID. Very good execution. Actually, also very good odds of them winning this round. It will be the plan now coming in from Speed. And at least makes it a little bit more doable. But he's scared of backline because Iceberg just played there before. The time they've now given to Speed means he can go back towards that red train. And now also with the smoke around, they will have to at least force him to peek. With Iceberg just having the normal angle. Almost a pre-fire with the AK. Gets a 3rd round in for Singularity. However, Nemiga still quite far in the lead. Still 4 rounds ahead. So will they be able to close it out in the end as well towards this side? Because we don't know how their CT side will be. We didn't even know how their T side would have been.
No, and their T side so far is good enough, actually, I'd say. You know, they've built up a good advantage for the start of this first half, and going to the tail end of it now, I do see a solid opportunity of it happening, that Nemiga is still going to get like 2-3 more rounds, maybe. Would not surprise me in the slightest. And once again, they had their reserves to kind of tap into, and now you can see that they are starting to become a little bit, you know, thinner. Not as nicely stacked as you would like them, but I believe even if they might lose here into this round as well, they could still make something out of it. Also depends on how many weapons they preserve. MDS goes for that wallbang, but doesn't really end up hitting anything with it, unless Remoy was tagged up just a little bit. But not much more.
8 damage and a dream, baby.
It's a start.
Hashtag getting there.
Yeah. You got this. You go, girl.
Hey, it's better than you don't take him 8 HP down. Then you don't take him at all, and he survives with 2 HP. Nico missing yet another shot, as he now will be spotted out by Box, but Box can't connect his shots. Will be a player close by, though. It's going to be Remoy falling. Flashbangs coming in, as of course the rotate is there from the Singularity side. It's going to be Nico, this time with the frag on towards Lollipop. But Box, he's closing on towards Connector. Oh, actually, Castle. No scope through the smoke on towards the head of Box. That apparently works. This is going to be Cellrate with the follow-up on towards Jo as well. But MDS, of course, standing by after plans on the B side. Truly his cup of tea as he now goes for yet another peek. That's a decent amount of damage. Now he has to fall back a little bit. The smoke coming in. That's a frag on towards Nico. There will be a second. No. Castle with yet another frag. That's 2 of his own, but there will be a kill. It's going to be Speed eventually falling, and enough time with the defuse kit as well from Cellrate to have this retake coming in. There could have been a little bit of a delay towards that peak, towards the side, but he wanted to at least force it into it. And 1v1 where you have the advantage.
I understand what he did there, but the double peak from Singularity basically towards that upside wasn't not much he could do there, you know? I believe we can see it coming in here again.
Actually Molly, and I think he was scared by the smoke. But I think he could still angle it in and force the Singularity players off if he just waited a little bit longer. Because the smoke would dissipate after, I think, 5 more seconds.
Yeah, it was already put down.
And they would instantly go for that defuse. And if they would, at least you would still have a 1v1 against the player holding it. And he was low.
Yeah,
all players were low.
Yeah, and if you've got that bomb plant down, you have that advantage, you have the time advantage. Singularity, one of their players, they have to commit to actually sitting down for that defuse. And time was already running out. Let's see, though, Castle, his hold is consistent. Even a double kill, but Speed does throw it right back at him. Makes that the 4v3. And indeed, by the way, Nemiga's buy is decent enough. Right now, though, their reserves are pretty much up. They got that bomb plant, which gave them a little bit of an extra cash bonus that they used well now in this next round for them. But still, they are going to have to show up. Because sometimes, you just like to peek. Sometimes you just like to go aggressive.
You literally have 2 players alive more than the side of Nemiga. You're figuring, you know what? We know roughly where they are. But I'm not going to look anywhere. I'm just going to move up and figure luck will take me. Take my hand and we'll see where we'll land. Well, he lands on the ground. Taken out quite quickly with a clean headshot. And RJ, so far I'm now also considering another American quote for the Counter-Strike scene.
Ooh.
We lost to a coach, a manager! As it's going to be MDS now getting a frag. Speed also stepping up, only Remoy alive. And, well, the coach is nowhere to be found for Singularity anymore. As well as Remoy, it's the 8th round for Nemiga, and finally they have brought it to that, of course, advantage on their T side.
Yep, the solid point now, and the question being how they are going to further on build this out. But indeed, it's a coach. I'd say if I have a quick look-see here now, well, I mean...
6 to 11 with 4 assists.
That's decent enough. That's really not that bad for a coach.
It's better than Remoy.
Yeah.
It's the same as Cell Rate.
So Remoy won't.
Assists.
Yeah, Remoy won't be able to live that one down. Maybe we'll see though. I have to think back very hard, and I gotta admit I'd have to check good old HLTV to make sure what that statistic was on the previous map. Oh, Lollipop, you're getting caught out with a molly in your hand, mate. But he does end up getting the frag anyway. Jo here pushing up aggressively, goes for the second, but it's a tag. And in the end, it gets finished off, and Jo can get his second towards Connector. Now a rapid fire round from Nemiga. Remoy, last man standing. We've seen Remoy pull off a couple of 1v2s. But what I don't expect him to pull off is a 1v5.
I don't think you have the ammo in the CC
no,
as well.
No.
I just checked for you on good old HLTV. On Overpass, you had actually Remoy with 31 frags. And on the other side, of course, the 30 bomb from Lollipop with 34. Yet, Castle was able to outfrag 2 of his players.
Seriously?
He had 16 frags over Iceberg and Nico, having respectively 14 and 15.
Oh, Lord.
Yet his rating was a little bit lower, partially due to, of course, him dying a little bit earlier on into towards the rounds as well.
Yeah, you could see that now as well. I believe he had 11 deaths or something. Make that 12 now, obviously. So almost every round he's consistently managed to lose his life. Look at it that way, at least it does mean that he puts in the effort and that he sacrifices himself for his team, being the obviously valiant gentleman that he is.
Our hero.
Yes, we'll see though if he can keep being a bit of a hero, because right now, as I said, rapid round for Nemiga, quite quickly taken by them thanks to Jo along with, I believe it was Box there, getting those frags where needed. And that makes it now the 9th round for Nemiga and gets their advantage also more solid towards that second half. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Now, utility being thrown out. There's a good A main defense, but Jo, he pushes up quite aggressively and can take out Iceberg with the help of his good teammates. I believe that was Lollipop Slash or maybe Speeds.
Who knows?
I think it was Lollipop Slash.
Will, as we leads us back to a 4-on-4. Look at the utility on the side of Singularity. The moment these smokes do run out, they have only a flashbang and a nade remaining. No defuse kit, even no armor on towards Castle, which, of course, a single shot will make him aim punch out of this world. A player sitting by, actually 2 now, for a double peek, most likely towards that Ivy area. And Castle, he's a little bit worried. Of course, he's not a terrible player, but he's struggling right here to hold it off. Will be a nade coming in that will deal some damage. Oh, actually going down to the wall as well. He's standing in it for such a long time. Of course, when you're tunnel visioning through that scope, it's going to be hard to keep your surroundings in check as well. But now it means that Jo will try to upgrade towards the AWP rather than the Galil, as already standing by on towards the back of Blue Train. Will it be a B-split to come down from the side of Nemiga? I am wondering, because one player could actually go in towards backline if he wants to. But it seems there might be just that A-split to come in. It is a safer bet, yet they won't go for it. One player still in B upper. I believe that is Remoy, who's always remote from the rest of his team.
Ooh.
As he's standing by with Indeed at M4. And as they now move out, they will not be expecting this. There is actually a player holding it by. It's going to be Remoy getting one frag, but Box still with the bomb in hand, able to refrag. Jo also with a follow-up on towards Cellrate, leaving only Nico alive in a 1v3. He knows that there will be one player at the Grey Train as he just spots him fly by, but he will actually be able to flank in time. And now it's a 1v2, yet, well, he doesn't have a kit, and he knows there is little to no chance to win this round. And he's trying to save via CT. And we see Singularity lose yet another round, double digits to come in.
I think, at least it does have to be highlighted that for a change, Nico actually did get his first shot, with his AWP. He's making somewhat improvement because, that has been a bit of a pain point for him in the last few rounds, consistently missing his initial AWP shots, having to sometimes either follow up. But in this case, obviously, just go for the save altogether.
Oh, the player dies.
What were you doing? Why was he
standing too close to the bomb?
But yeah, but why wasn't he further away? He had the.
Why would you, man? They have so much money.
Well, I mean. No.
Not really, but...
But it's the last round, so it doesn't matter for them anymore, I guess. I
would have then stood on towards the bomb.
Oh,
if
like
you have enough money to buy, just do the little bit of BM.
The real alpha move,
Yeah.
Oh, we can die. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll
My
see.
KD, I already have such a high HLTV rating. I don't care anymore. Yeah,
that's the most important thing, right? But we'll see now if Nemiga can actually make this an 11. Utility is quite heavily flying towards main, and the Nemiga players definitely get pushed back from that. But Lollipop here. He does end up getting refragged by Cellrate. And Cellrate now kind of stuck in a bit of a nasty position. That's a solid nade, though. Bit of damage done onto MDS. It's the fallback in Nico, getting a critical AWP shot. Make that a second. Speed 4K can take out Castle in the meantime. And now it's down to that 2v3 situation. An advantage for Singularity, a chance to end out this last round with the 5-10 scoreline. But let's see if they can actually pull that off. Speed here, pushing through through the smoke, and that's a given. Remoy's going to punish him for that. At least they've still got the bomb control, they can recover that now, and maybe, just maybe, well, MDS can go for some sort of lucky plant attempt on B. They don't need it financially because we are in the last round of the first half, so the money taken with doesn't matter. But it would be nice for him to still make a nice attempt to really try and stand up. But he is going to go for the A site instead. And Nico is holding main, calculated, easily done. MDS goes down, and Singularity do get their 5th round. And that might just be what they needed. A little bit of a comeback now to ready themselves for the T side. But I do still worry for them quite a bit.
Well, 5 rounds on your CT side of terrain is unfortunately not too great.
A bit mediocre.
Well, it's just a little bit suboptimal.
Yes.
Maybe. We'll see. It's going to be Nemiga now go towards that CT side, often regarded as favored. Of course, not as much as it was before the train rework times back as well. We'll see Nemiga, US speeds in hand. I think they'll be quite able to make something work. So far, they have 3 players actually on double digits, 2 on 15 frags. And it seems like Singularity frag-wise, apart from, of course, Nico is doing really well this map, is quite stable.
Consistent.
Yet consistently, just not good enough. They leave too much room. The executes from the Nemiga, not really that complicated. But they're just out aiming.
You can really see, though, Castle there, if you just noticed it, as a coach, being the top lad that he is, going for those assists, He
actually plays really well.
Yeah, really like helping out the rest of the team. It might not get the frags itself, might be, well, at the bottom in that sense, but it's a pretty good start for him, It has to be mentioned and deserves some praise as well. We'll see, though, if this pistol round, whose way that is going to go. Critical question to ask, and we'll set the tone for the coming 2 matches, or 2 rounds even. The coming 2 matches, well, the tone of that one will be set by us, of course, and depending on how those 2 pan out.
Oh, they're trying to go for the B take. Silent as ever. But is the silence before the storm to come in? The rain, the wind, it will soon all be there. The hurricane of Singularity's Glocks is now rotating through the B side. MDS standing by, tries to tap around, but he can't get a kill just yet. There will be a player in upper B. But so far, Nemiga also not putting in a flanker as of yet. They will have to go for quite an aggressive peek. There is, however, a smoke on towards Box, which could be helping them. At least cover off this player as now Remoy takes down Box himself, so that smoke is out of the question. Lollipop with the first frag in return will get a second, and Speedo also moving up. There is a player, the Great Train, they know. And Jo will take him down. Only Castle alive, but not for long. And that means a defuse and now a pistol round 1 for the side of Nemiga, winning both on towards this map, rather than Singularity, who actually had both on the previous map.
Yeah, and that is potentially a worrisome indicator for Singularity. Means that things for Nemiga might be going a lot more swimmingly, I dare say. With them now playing it rather smoothly, that was a quality pistol round, and we'll have to see what is going to come from the rest of this half. You know, it could be quite easily, quite quickly ended out by Nemiga now, but at the same time, of course, we've seen Singularity have a bit of a disadvantage in the last map as well. You know, they ended the first half with a 6-9 score there. So, honestly, might not be the end of the world. They can still come back on this.
Oh, we see Lollipop now moving up, rather aggressive, but not really going for anything wild just yet. Well, he's using their anti-rush utility as, of course, they are expecting with a bomb plant to come in the previous round. Singularity to buy in towards this one. Indeed, a force is there, 2 scouts. But that doesn't really help you if you have to go aggressive somewhere, if you have to approach the side, if you don't get those opening kills. It's going to be a world of trouble. 1 AK, 2 Deagles. And that doesn't really bode too well for the Singularity buy, but at least they now have Ivy control. And Jo, he's standing by.
Yep, and let's see if his standby will be good enough. Might even go for the spray down through the smoke here with the tracer showing up. Nico, though, he does show up himself. Lovely scout headshot right through the smoke as well, actually. Jo here, though, does go for that frag. I do believe the smoke had already dissipated. Lollipop pushing up, but this time getting punished for that. Castle's 1 dig being on point makes it a 3v3 that is now looking quite advantageous for Singularity. Although the frags are flying to and fro, Jo has that bomb control. Oh. And that is going to be interesting for him to play out.
He's low HP, so he's actually going for the scout rather than the M4, actually knowing he has bomb control as well. Gets a good tag on towards Iceberg, but yet he falls. 30 seconds left, and I would, as Singularity, then go backline towards B, and indeed they will, as they're moving up with now an AK and M4 in hand. Castle actually being able to upgrade quite easily. Now with 20 seconds left, we're slowly approaching the bomb site. And it has been a bad gamble from MDS, of course, expecting them to go for the regular approach. However, the plan now coming down, it will be an 11-5, possibly turning to 11-6 as Iceberg, rather low, but still in favor with that AK. MDS moving up will now soon spot out a player. Oh, that's a clean flick! And an upgrade to that AK. Half ammo, and he will get a headshot on towards Castle as well. And that means 12-5, a almost impossible comeback. But it's just because Singularity didn't play together well enough.
I was going to remark on, the location of that plant, but of course Singularity, I believe they only had, what, 10 seconds left?
They were able to go to the other place, but at least they know from this position, you have all the positions covered, because they come from CT.
Yep.
They have Iceberg covering the connector area. So if you're going to plan for either upper B or, of course, the ramp, you know you'll lose. Because if there would be the flank coming in from MDS, who, of course, could have gone for the rotate via Pop Dog, you would have lost.
Yep, and with that, MDS also, well, has to be remarked, that was a very nice flick, though, from him. I think if he hadn't gotten that one, he would have easily lost his life. Also could upgrade to that AK, which gave him just a little bit of an easier time to hold things off and, retake the site, really. Now we'll see Nemiga 2 rounds down on this second half. So just 4 more left to go, you could say. But it all depends. MDS has his incendiary ready and is going to toss that in now with the utility flying in. Bit further back on the side, but look at Speed 4K here. Hold is decent enough. Can't deny a plant for now. Nico does throw it back though. And Jo comes in and can refrag cell rate. Now it's the 3v3 with Nico quite severely tagged up. Krieg in his hands. That's a lovely classic weapon. Oh dear.
But why Iceberg? Do you not peek against Speed 4K? You know he's been there
at the
start of the round.
They called that. I'd hope they called that at least. It was obvious that he was up there.
He just threw utility as well. So
that's a silly basic mistake there from the Singularity side, which will probably cost them this round, I'd say. Unless Remoy, of course, shows up again. Another 1v2. He's done it before, so he might just do it again.
Hippity-hoppity. I'm coming for this round. So far, nothing really to come down. You expected a rhyme, but this time I'm not really throwing that in there. Remoy just seeing shots fly by, gets tagged up slightly. But he knows that if he goes for a spray himself, he might go down. But this time, he takes on speed and he's going for a little bit of a drop. But when he's in the air, also touched by the ladder, which ruins your accuracy.
Yep.
He will be picked in upon by Box, now 13-5. And Nemiga doing really well up against most likely a pistol armor from their opponents.
We'll see now if, well, Nemiga is going to really finish out this half. You know, they should have a solid chance now. They should be able to do this. And Singularity, they are just struggling so far. Haven't been able to achieve anything on this second half up to now. Will have also not the best buy, but it's workable. It's just a bit of utility there, and Galil's really, along with, well, a Galil along with 2 AKs.
Castle once more having the, well, deserved and armored as he is now actually buying for some of his teammates. However, one already fell, but they have a refrag on towards Lollipop. That's now a weapon for Castle. However, he loses Iceberg. Now goes to be peeked by Box himself. And that means, well, so far a player lead 4-2 in favor of Nemiga. The odds are ever going more and more in their favor. However, of course, you can't get more than 1.01. It's going to be Nico going to be fragged, just throwing a smoke. At least they can't pick that one up, right?
Yeah, that,
it saves them something.
Yeah, that's like that, you know, that slight economy damage that you can still deal, or well, the slight economy advantage you can take away from Nemiga. It's in the little things in life, you know?
Oh, yes. And I think they'll be quite happy to rebuy their smoke themselves because, of course, they have some money. Now winning a few rounds in a row. But there will be an AK buy coming down from Singularity. I'm wondering if they do bring that AWP. Oh, that's actually still a pistol armor. I expected a little bit more.
Your expectations...
Oh, of course, they force bought in the last round. I'm stupid.
Yep. Your expectations are too high, Chadrick.
Call me stupid, RJ. I deserve it.
It's okay, man. We all make mistakes sometimes. I'm not that harsh.
Thank you. I would call you stupid otherwise. If you said call me stupid, I would instantly take that moment.
No, I'm not. I'm being the better man.
That's very nice. Yeah, we have a little bit of a difference.
Yeah. Oh, it's Castle here who maybe with that deagle might be able to open something up, although in the B holes they won't really see or spot a lot. Box here, main hold is decent enough. He is flashed away though and can't really actually deal any damage.
But that smoke timing was absolutely huge. If they didn't have the smoke in, I think they would have had 2 players going down in their disadvantage. Now the deagle spray coming in wild. Still, Box only tagged up once as Lollipop will get a first frag for his team. He will be traded out. This nade will come in indeed, yet it will be the spray to come in on towards 2 players. Cellrate, however, gets 2 kills as well as Iceberg having 1. Brings it in towards a 2-on-2. But the bomb being dropped in a main means they are most likely expecting the player to hold there. Yet we have a little bit of a switcheroo. Iceberg moves past, of course, as the other player now moves the other way. However, now Cellrate takes down MDS, and they're expecting, of course, still the last player to be in a main, and Box can now most likely take down Cellrate. He won't be expecting a player to stand here, as why would he move past Iceberg? Well, yes, and now Iceberg is going to pick up the bomb and try to go towards A, because he doesn't have time to go towards B anymore. However, now Box once more trying to play the smart game. It's going all the way to Connector, and there's no way Iceberg can play against it. He will have a guess, but no more than a guess of his own. And look at the time. It is running out. He now has to go for a plan. It's going to be Box spotting his feet. He will get a kill in the 15th round for Nemiga. And just look at how easy it is for Nemiga to outbrain their opponents. This is also due to the positioning. Iceberg having a little bit of bad luck. Not expecting the player to move the other way onto the brown holes. And now we do see that match point to come in already. And this is going to be possibly one of the quickest matches we've seen so far.
Yep, especially with that potential 16-5 result coming up now. And Singularity will also have a quite, well, oh, actually, never mind. Okay, their loss bonus is quite big, of course. Should keep that in mind. And with that, their buy will be decent enough, actually. Very decent even. Might be a good chance for them, but it's all going to come down to those opening frags.
Well, in the meantime, Castle is standing by as he's now going down to Lollipop. Of course, Lollipop always speaks because he does that so well. There's an opening kill for him, and, well, the coach off the board for the side of Singularity. And not, of course, being banned, so that's a good thing. It's going to be, so far, a player of JO standing close by in towards the smoke at this IVA. Oh, he spots a barrel. He gets a pre-fire, but still it's Cellrate with a frag in return. Also, Iceberg sneaking on towards the side. They won't expect this, and he will get a kill on towards top side at Lollipop. It's going to be eventually him falling. However, as Box is playing in that half an area and speed, will go for a flank. That is 1. possibly 2 later on, as the other 2 players are currently at either Sandwich and also Electric moving up. Time still to be played in their court as Nico takes down Box. Of course, there was an AWP on towards range. Only now MDS alive, and he once more goes for a little bit of a flank himself. Wants to go for a main, but it will take quite some time, and he won't be able to deny the bomb plant. Going to be Nico eventually putting it down. If he would have gone towards Popdog, there would have been a chance of him winning the round, as he could drop that bomb, then force a 1v1 and try to run around again like we just saw in the previous round.
Yeah, take a bit of a leisurely stroll around the lovely map that is Train. Now it's going to be more difficult indeed. He's playing that after plant situation. He's facing off against Nico with his AWP, who might just out-peek him in a moment. Doesn't seem to be looking towards A main though. But MDS, I think, doesn't stand much of a chance here. Smoke is going to be... Oh, wait. Or is that... Yeah, that is a smoke, actually. That could be solid, but look, Nico there right on top of him with the, well, re-peek. I'd say not the re-peek, but the follow-up is the best way to call it. Singularity do get a 6th round out of that. And I believe that now Nemiga might just call this an eco just to be sure. Oh, was that a Swag 7 I spotted for a moment?
Oh, indeed. They're trying to style
go.
upon their opponents in the last round of this map.
Oh, that's
possibly the match
delightful.
as well.
Yeah, it's very likely.
If they go towards B quickly, there's a good chance. You could also play maybe Popdog with it. Maybe some other stuff. Also auto shotty, baby!
Auto shotty and Mag 7.
They're bringing the heat.
This is wild.
I only need the Nova now, but that's actually a terrible weapon as we do see speed go down. It's going to be a quick play from the side of Singularity on towards an ace. I trying to equalize the score. Now, those shotguns will work, both of them teaming up together, and now one will be expended, of course, in favor of an AK, most likely. They actually keep hold of both weapons for
Bold
the time
of you
being.
To assume that they would throw away the shotguns. You know, why would you take an AK? You know, if you can have a shotgun. Well,
it's a better weapon, as we do see now MDS moving back towards that B side. There's a player in connector, but Nico actually now going towards Ivy. Stood at such a long time to hold off a possible push of those shotgun players. That means the bomb still not on towards the side. There is more than enough time as JO currently in alt hell. Moving up, spots the player, stop signing, will be under pressure. He will get one. Will go for a second. Nico going down as well.
No.
Only Remoy alive, and he's currently in connector. A 1v4, the shotguns are doing the work. But will they be able to close things out as well? Do they know where Remoy is? Well, they have a educated guess. Now they haven't seen him anywhere else. Now they have to peek in. There will be a good tag. He's off HP now. They will have to take him down. He's reloading. This is your time to strike as he takes out a second on towards Shadio. Spray comes down on towards MDS, and he clutches a 1v4, most likely indeed. Lollipop will get a kill, but doesn't have the time. Takes an AK for the next round, and it's a 7th round for Singularity. Nemiga almost closing in with some style points, but losing it with some very sloppy play on that retake.
Oh my lord, that was just insanity there. I thought that it was going to be a guaranteed, almost the somewhat insulting, you know, like, oh, the enemy wins from you on a shotgun slash deagle buy.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And here you can see it, Jade, here, he had the, the really critical play, got the eventual frag. Not the cleanest deagle kills, but the result is there. While in the meantime, you had MDS rocking that auto shot.
They're all peeking one by one, and then they're figuring, okay, should we go for a stick? Yeah, we're going for the stick. And then only one player peeking instead of actually 2 players moving in. And then Remoy has the easiest time in the life.
Well, yeah, he knew where that bomb was planted because he put it down himself, I believe.
Say what now?
Yep. But now...
Oh, Zeus!
Zeus opener. Let's go. Okay. Let's see how the rest of this round goes for Nemiga. I'd almost say that they're kind of toying with it, you know? Like a predator almost, toying with their kill right before they finish it off, so to speak.
Well, there's an AK now on towards Lollipop. He will get the first kill on towards Remoy, is at least what he saved from the last round to take something back on towards the player that actually hurt him and actually won the round to pass. It's going to be Lollipop taking down Nico as well. Speed taking down Iceberg. Only Cell Raid alive. He's nodding like, yeah, I know it's over, baby. I'll at least get one more frag. Can I also get a 1v4?
Who knows?
He's saying, Remoy saying, well, yeah, baby. I did it as well. You can do it too. Cell Raid is moving up. His hop in hand, triple kill to be found. He has to ace clutch to make this happen. But speed on close range with a deagle might be a little bit too hard. They know he's here. They know he will come, and they see him. A little bit of a wall bang, and now he goes to half HP. But that's the same we saw with Remoy as well. But Remoy at least had the bomb plant going for him, and that's something that's out of the question as of yet. Cell Raid doesn't even have armor. So aim punch is a thing that we might be taken into account as the bomb is currently at Olafmeister, who of course is not in the server, but at least on the map. As we do see now a Mech-10 and an AK. No armor for Box, but at least it will work, as now there will be the peak coming in. It will be the last kill as well from Lollipop. 16-7, a very good map from the side of Nemiga. And, well, unfortunately for Singularity, we have to say it's an expected win.
Yes, this was kind of according to expectations, especially when that first map did not go the way of Singularity. They tried and they fought hard, but now on Train, it was quite quickly finished off here, to be quite honest. And it's a shame for Singularity. They really did try. And, you know, they will still have a second chance, of course, later on in the consolidation final. But for now, I'm afraid that, you know, that is going to be it for them. And I'm afraid that, well, we see Nemiga here. They showed up. They played it pretty strongly. At the end, a little bit sloppy, I'd say, you know, but
oh, yes.
You could almost say that that was probably the classic cockiness, you know, the classic overconfidence of, oh, we've got this, you know, let's just kind of play around with it a little bit. Let's toy around and really just, we'll get the result.